Broadcasting live worldwide.
Hey, this is Raven Cade, and you're listening to the Wrap-Up Show, and it is brought to you by Fairfield Inn & Suites by Marriott at 2812 South 4th Street, Chickasha, Oklahoma. Amy Williams and her staff are the talented staff that take your safety as top priority. And when you need a staycation to be a little bit better than your vacation, make sure you get with Marriott.com. Fairfield Inn & Suites by Marriott in Chickasha, Oklahoma, and CSM Local, getting things from to-do to done. And I have the absolute pleasure to talk to today my buddy, my pal, Dean Johnson. He is making strides in business and in customer service. I call him a trailblazer. How you doing this morning, Dean?
I'm doing very well. And again, thank you for this opportunity to be on the Wrap-Up Show. I'm just really excited to talk to you a little bit today.
Well, Dean, let's just get to it, man, because I know you're a busy guy.
Right.
Give me a little bit of background in business and how you kind of got to be where you are today.
All right, of course. So for one thing, I love that you're working with Marriott. I actually, for the past 5 or 6 years, have been with Marriott, moving anywhere from being a front office manager to a sales manager to a director of sales. And I've even opened 2 hotels here in Dallas. So it wasn't always easy, and it wasn't always what I wanted to do necessarily. And not only that, it's not what I was expecting to do. You know, whenever I was in school, I was part of the Student Council, National Honor Society, was very involved with my fraternity in college and everything. And I just found that it was always really, really good to be involved and get to know people. That was kind of the biggest thing.
I knew you were in the hotel industry, and I'm glad you're still with Marriott. They are a good brand, very good brand.
It's a great company. You know, our CEO was picked over even some of the Marriott family to take over and manage our, be the director of our entire corporation. So, I feel it's a very strong company, and they really take care of people. That's the number one thing. Very important to me because, I don't have a hospitality background before I got into the hospitality industry, but I do understand the importance of taking care of people.
Yes, you do.
You've got to make sure that anybody you come into contact with, treat them right. Because, and something my parents always taught me was that don't make fun of others because you never know what they're going through. I've had those instances where I've been bullied. And you know what I always did? I took the high road. And I think it's really important for people to do that.
Good man. And, it's just like the golden rule, man. Treat others how you want to be treated, brother. And,
exactly.
And I'm glad that you're doing that not only in business, because hospitality is structured around customer service and things of that nature, but it's just good common sense to treat people with respect and dignity,
Exactly. And, and one thing too is, one thing that's very important to me is to share my talents with others. Mm-hmm. I think a lot of people, especially once they get into like a management position, they're so scared of somebody taking their position that they will basically hinder themselves from being better by teaching others. Uh-huh. My thing is I'm never afraid of sharing the knowledge that I have, because if I'm really good at it and I believe in it, then I really think that I can't have somebody that's going to outdo me. And if they do, they deserve it.
That's right. See, Dean, you perfectly segued into my next question. So what do you think is important to succeed in business right now, considering everything that's going on in the world?
Yeah, and it's been a tough year. I was let go from one of my jobs with Marriott back in April. But right now, I think the biggest thing is, quite honestly, is promoting yourself, marketing. A lot of people, they won't put the money and the effort and the diligence into marketing, but it requires that. You have to put yourself out there. And the thing is, the hardest thing about marketing is that it doesn't always have a good return on investment that is tangible. And so a lot of people think that it's not worth it. I've worked with plenty of companies. I've worked for myself before and everything. And where I saw the most traction gain was social media, radio, television, whatever we needed to do. Because the thing is, you've got to put yourself out there.
Yes, you do. And Dean, I'm glad you mentioned that, because, I've been on the grind for over a decade now. And I knew at this juncture that podcasting would be pretty much the new radio in a lot of ways.
Yes, it is.
And
it really is.
Yeah, it is. And the one thing that I always kept my ear to the grind and to the ground on was kind of staying with the trends, because I was working with Monarch Broadcasting in 2010, and that's what I think when we met. And,
that's where we met, yeah.
Yeah, so we met there, and I just knew at some juncture it would come a point where I could use my talents as a DJ and reach the world. And now it's happening.
Yeah, and I think that's very important too, confidence.
Absolutely.
Setting daily, weekly, yearly, long-term goals. A lot of people set goals that they think aren't attainable. It's always good to make smaller goals. Make goals that you're going to be able to say you accomplished by the end of the week. Something as quick as, saying I'm going to not go to Starbucks every day and spend $6 a day. I'm going to put that money in my savings account. And by the end of the month, you have $100 and something in your account. It's just taking those big goals that you have for yourself. And, maybe you're saving up to buy a car, buy a house, to go on a vacation. And those little goals will help you get to those big long-term goals. And the thing is, you're able to check some boxes off and say, you know what, I did this. I took care of that. And it's just really good. And I think that's really important for people. And I think a lot of people set these lofty goals, and that's okay. I think that's important. However, you've also got to set smaller goals that you can actually accomplish and that you can quickly check off.
That's good. That is very good information and wisdom there, my friend. You got to take little bites, and the little things you do today will impact tomorrow, regardless of where you are, whether it be in your moral compass, political, wherever. The little things you do echo the things that are going to come.
They do. And, one thing is, a lot of people, especially, coming out of 2020 into 2021, we don't know what this year is going to be like. We're hoping it's going to be better than last year, but I hope everybody's taking care of their mental health.
Yes, absolutely.
I hope everybody's talking to somebody. Whenever you have a problem, whenever you're feeling lonely, whenever you just don't understand what's going on, talk to somebody. The thing is, most people have somebody, but they're too scared to ask them for help. And that's the worst thing you can do, because the thing is, I think we all know somebody, at least one person that cares about us, that would be willing to, even if they can't drop everything right now, that would be willing to set up some time to talk to us.
Yes.
And it's just good to have that good human connection, because it's so hard to have it right now.
Yeah, it is. And balance is crucial between work and play. The one thing that I'll say, and then we roll into the next segment, is that don't allow what you see, hear, dictate your resolve.
Exactly. Just do it. Just start. What's holding you back? You've got to be fearless. Don't be afraid to get it wrong, because, being okay with trying it sets you apart from other people.
Absolutely.
Just being willing to, you might have a setback. I don't like to call them failures. I call them setbacks. But you learn something from it. So, and one thing with me is I like to learn something new every day. That's the goal I set for myself, the personal goal I set. And it might be something as easy as, learning how to whip eggs. It might be something is, just reading, a chapter out of a book. I learned something. I taught myself something. I took the time to do that.
Well, Dean, we got one more little piece of information. I want you to promote what you do. Going through
2020 was pretty difficult. I will say I did not use all of the free time that I had the best way at the beginning, but I quickly realized that some of the decisions I was making, they weren't going to be positive in a long-term situation. So I decided, because I had wanted to do this for years, I decided to get my real estate license here in Texas. Started studying, it's a lot of information, lots of legal stuff and everything, and, lots of mathematical stuff and everything. And it's just a lot of tedious information. But whenever I do something, I want to do it right. So I did go out of my way to spend a little bit more time studying than a lot of people do. But I feel like now that I've actually got my real estate license, I got it on the 23rd of December. So it's a nice Christmas present to myself.
Congratulations, by the way.
Well, thank you. And so, and luckily what was cool about it is while I was studying and finishing up, I was being basically recruited by real estate companies, and some of the big names, Keller Williams, Century 21, who I ultimately chose to go with. What I'm really loving about Century 21 and Judge Fight here in Dallas and Fort Worth area, we have about 90 offices, I believe. But the great thing is it feels like family. Whenever I went to my interview with my now supervisor or broker, within 24 hours, the CEO of the company called me.
Oh, that's good.
And talked to me. Yeah, and it was really nice. And he sent me over some encouraging information. And just like I said earlier, he gave me an outline. He was like, whenever you're going on other interviews with other brokerages, use this. He was like, this is how good we are. We're willing to give you the information you need to compare them against us.
Wow.
And so
and that's confidence, my friend. Confidence.
Yeah, that's confidence. And, this company has been around for over 80 years. And, Century 21's only been around for 50 years. This company was very established. And so, that was why I was really excited to join them. Plus, they are the official real estate company of the Dallas Cowboys.
Oh, yeah.
So,
that's what you call an upgrade, my friend.
Yeah, exactly. So it's been really cool being involved in it. And so feel free to check out my website. I am working on it right now. It is DeanJohnsonRealEstate.com. It's going to take you basically to the Century 21 website, but within the very near future, I will have my actual vanity website set up.
All right.
Just wanted to put that out there. Yeah.
Okay. So say that one more time, just in case somebody said he has a website. Yes, he does. DeanJohnsonRealEstate.com. And then also on social media, you can type that in: Facebook, Instagram, Dean Johnson Real Estate, and it'll take you right to all my pages. Now, see, ladies and gentlemen, that is why we do this segment. Dean Johnson is in the throttle and in the pulse of not only his community, he is in the pulse of business and how business gets from to do to done.
I'd like to share one more thing. It's one of my favorite quotes, and the greatest thing is that it actually came up this morning on my Facebook memories of all days for it to come up. But it's my favorite quote, and it's by T.E. Lawrence, and it is, all men dream, but not equally. Those who dream by night in the dusty recesses of their minds wake up to find it was vanity. But the dreamers of the day are dangerous men, for they may act on their dreams with eyes wide open to make it possible.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm clapping on that one, Dean. That's good.
That's my favorite quote. It's my favorite quote, and it's helped me get through some challenging times in both my personal and professional life.
All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Dean Johnson with Dean Johnson Real Estate in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, with Century 21, official real estate broker for the Dallas Cowboys. Now that is impressive. Thank you, Dean, for taking the time to talk to me today, sir. And we will talk again.
Thank you, Raven.
Yeah, we will talk again.
All right. Sounds good.
All right, then.
Sounds great. Look forward to it.
You've been listening to the Wrap-Up Show with Raven Cade. Next week, we're going to talk more business, more companies doing things to make business from to do to done for you in 2021.